This is the most satisfying way to punish a predator. Step 1. First, shave his beard completely clean. Step 2. When he is in a state of extreme panic, knock him out. Then, confiscate his tools of crime, and then turn him into an out-and-out woman. Finally, imprison him, eating in secular trials. Inside a cage he built with his own hands, he uses the most extreme, crazy, and suffocating methods to launch an ultimate revenge that lasts for years. A revenge that strikes directly at both human nature and the flesh. Alright, enough talk. The main film starts now. David was originally a top-tier plastic surgeon. Although his career was booming, his life was not as he wished. His wife had long since left him, leaving only his beautiful daughter Jenny to be his companion. But at a party on this day, Arthur's apparent David found his daughter. He was instantly heartbroken. The violated Jenny felt that life was worse than death, and her mental state completely collapsed. In the following days, Jenny was trapped day and night in an abyss of fear and despair. Eventually, unable to bear the spiritual torment, she ended her young life. With his daughter's death, David forever lost his last blood relative in the world. The heart-wrenching pain instantly transformed into a bone-deep grudge. To carry out his grand plan of revenge, David conducted secret tracking and investigation with one shot. Next, David transported the unconscious Arthur to his private estate, then locked him tightly in the basement and bound his hands and feet with iron chains. It was so bad that even when drinking water, he had to crawl on the ground like a beast, completely losing his dignity. Is basically no different from a person's original skin. Not only could it resist high temperatures of hundreds of degrees without damage, but even insects wouldn't bite it. It was simply perfect. After that, David gave Arthur a full-body skin replacement and performed precise remodeling on the face, making him undergo a complete transformation where no trace of the past could be found. But what's mind-blowing is ignoring his mother's obstruction. He tied the housekeeper firmly to a chair, stuffed her mouth with a rat, and began to frantically search for Vera's whereabouts in the estate. When Vera heard the noise outside, she wanted to use this stranger's power to escape the estate, so she took the initiative to call out to the other person and told him where David hid the keys, hoping to take this opportunity to get rid of David's control. When the man opened the door with the key, Vera pistol and rushed into the room, shot the housekeeper's son dead on the spot with a clean strike. But after shooting the other person, David fell into deep confusion. He discovered that his anger wasn't just because the other person broke into the estate and damaged his work, but more because he felt heartache for Vera being violated. This kind of weird thought made David feel extremely uneasy. He even began to doubt whether he had developed feelings for Vera that he shouldn't have. This kind of emotion that he couldn't even understand himself made David choose to escape. He only repeat, and Vera noticed David's change. Knowing that David's psychological defense had developed cracks, she began to actively approach David and used ambiguous words and actions to seduce him. David eventually failed to resist Vera's temptation and got together with her. Just like that, the two actually started a shamelessly sweet common life on the surface in this estate, and this lasted for 6 years. 6 years of time was enough to make hatred slowly dissipate, and enough to make fake warmth blind a person's eyes. Then, Vera came back from shopping and heard the conversation between David and Alan. Then she walked in front of the two and calmly stated her acceptance of her identity. This statement made David's last bit of concern vanish. He became even more convinced that Vera had completely accepted her identity. That same night, David wanted to continue enhancing his feelings with Vera, and Vera tenderly told David that she bought a new little toy while shopping today and wanted to go downstairs to get it and share it with David. But while Vera was downstairs looking for things, she accidentally saw the newspaper on the table. The memories buried for 6 years were instantly awakened. The pain of being imprisoned in encounters for years didn't show any dislike at all. Instead, they calmly accepted Vera. At this point, the movie ends. The Husband Without a Wife was never a simple revenge film. In the entire video, there is no absolute winner. Robert, David, was obsessed with his daughter's tragic death his whole life and used 6 years to weave a cage of revenge, only to eventually die by the work he remodeled with his own hands. Becoming a puppet of hatred, Vera broke free from the physical imprisonment but can never escape the mental shackles. The forced transformation of 6 years and the displacement of identity became a trauma carved into the bone. She will spend the rest of her life struggling in self-doubt. This revenge in the name of love finally ended in a lose-lose way for both sides. This also lets us see that revenge is never a good medicine for healing pain. Meeting